You're from Czech or?
Slovakia. Germany, right?
Yeah. I think you played a good friend of mine some time ago because he remembered you. You've been in Strasbourg?
Yeah, but I didn't play well there. But not this year. The previous.
Yeah.
The legacy.
Yeah.
Turkey.
Alright guys, we're back for the fifth turn. We have a huge matchup featuring
Dalibor Cisco and
Dobrosko out of Germany.
I'm asking for time.
no, out of Slovakia, and Johannes Goodbrod.
Out
And
of
the
Germany.
matchup is Miracles versus Merfolks, so it should be fun. Like the aggro versus control matchup is always, you know, fun to watch. So. Gabriel is on the right with Merfolks. I see the deck list. Looks like Dalibor is playing, you know, pretty stuck Merfolk list with choices in main. He plays 2 Wonderland Plagues, only 2 Phantasmal Images. He doesn't play Relic Mind deck, which I think he should, but no one really does. And he has only 1 in a board. Also, it probably makes sense to play only 2 images because it's not really a combo with Chalice of the Void, because they can still kill the image even if you have Chalice out with like a bolt. So that makes sense. Looks like the players are starting. Do you know who won the die roll?
I think Johannes did.
Alright.
So the blue-white miracle deck is going to start. Oh, a shiny deck. Saucy. Dalibor.
Dat is nice, isn't it? Zet. Go openen. No, tak nějak nevím. We can't really read the names properly, so you know we apologize for that.
Yeah, we apologize to Daniel because we can't really read his handwriting, so we think he's Czechov.
Podle mě tam ještě předtím G. Looks like both players have pretty decent draw. Dalibor has Chalice of the Void, which is, you know, not insane this matchup, but still pretty good. Especially if they play Ponderous. So. Also, it looks like he has Cavern and Trinim Nemesis. Actually, 2 of them. So unless the Johannes has Terminus, it's gonna be pretty hard for him to win. But it's usually not that hard for the Miracle deck to find Terminus. Do you know how the Chalice works against the Terminus? Does it work?
No.
No? Okay.
I mean, like, unless you cast it for 12, it doesn't work.
Yeah, okay.
Johannes is from Germany, right?
I think so.
Isn't he Austrian?
I'm not sure.
I'm gonna ask him.
Also, know that these players aren't undefeated. They actually both have 1 draw, but we thought that the players are good enough, and the matchup seems really good. So we just put them under camera anyway. He's deciding how to stick his free top cards properly.
Yeah,
Looks like he has a Pyroblast in main deck, which is, pretty good against Merfolk, but it doesn't look like
So-
he has a red land.
So
yet.
he plays the blue-white-red version of White Miracles, because
Yeah.
previously on turn 1 we saw Ondřej Stráský play just the blue-white version, right?
No, he splashed the red also.
Also? Okay. Most of the decks do. Is there any version like straight blue-white version of Blue-White Miracles?
I mean, not really. There is a budget version, but
Oh yeah.
the competitive version usually splash red. It's basically free, so. Alright, here comes the Nemesis.
Yep. Johannes has pretty pimped up deck. I like it. Like, does he have it all in foil or the beta versions of dual lands? That's not the beta version, right? That's the foreign. Yeah, there's a foreign break browser.
Also, it doesn't look like he has a Terminus, and like none of his other cards actually do anything against Chalice and Cavern and Trinity Nemesis. So unless there is a Terminus pretty soon, I don't really, Also, Dalibor doesn't really have to play any more creatures. He can just attack for 6 every turn, and that's gonna be enough. And even if he finds a Terminus, then he can just play 2 more creatures. Now he's probably trying to decide whether he wants to attack with his Slaughter of Atlantis into Snapcaster Mage, but since he doesn't really want to overload into Terminus, he can just trade those off and then play Another Lord. So I think I would attack with it, but I wouldn't play Another Lord here.
So Peter, how good is Chalice of the Void in this matchup? I mean,
It's not great, but I think it's good enough to.
So like okay-ish?
Yeah, you definitely want to keep it in after board because they have access to more Pyroblast. And here's the Snapcaster that I talked about, but the Dalibor doesn't really care because he can just play Another Lord.
The Cavern is gonna be a superstar in this matchup, right?
Yeah.
Does he play like 4 of those?
Yeah, he does. He has 4 Caverns, 2 Wasteland, and
It's
4
actually
Mutavault.
strange when we like dig through our deck, some deck lists on the internet. A lot of players decided to go with only 2 Caverns and 2 Mishra's Factories instead of the 2 Caverns. Which do you think is better?
I think Cavern is much better.
Why?
Like just being able to play True Name Nemesis of Cavern or Vial is just so huge in most matchups. Also, he plays 23 lands, which is a lot.
How many do you play? Or would you play?
I used to play 20, but it's possible that now you want to play more, that you have True Name Nemesis and Vendilion Click. But I don't think I would go,
Over 22?
over 21. I think 21 is the correct number. Like especially in the games where you draw Atrovile, you just you don't really want to draw any more lands after that. So yeah, this game doesn't really seem very close.
Yeah. Also, Dalibor seems like he knows what he's doing. Like he has his plan. Like he had it like since the beginning of the game, and he's just executing the plan now. And
now
it's clearly working for him, right?
Now he also drew Force of Will. So.
But why does he have a Channel Fireball T-shirt though? Like, is he on? I don't think he's on Chalice now. Is it like Ivan Flock's T-shirt maybe?
Probably. You can just buy it if you want, I think.
Oh yeah, maybe. Because Ivan Flock doesn't like to give away his T-shirts.
Also, Ivan Flock doesn't even have Channel Fireball T-shirt.
Maybe.
So.
Oh, he wears Blackboard T-shirts, right?
Yeah.
The player in between 1 minute on the right side of the bowl, next to the table 60.
I'm not really sure about playing this Fruit Lord. I mean, it is obvious that he didn't have Terminus before, and it's unlikely that he has it on the top, but You know, it's like the only way you can lose this game.
But
I
he has a
understand
first
that.
up build,
I
though.
understand that, but like the Johannes wasn't really playing anything, so you know.
Yeah, but Dalibor has a first of all in hand, right?
I get it. But what if he is like, first? I mean, he played all of his cards he played. He couldn't counter because he had cover.
Yep.
So it's pretty likely that he has force in
Yeah,
his
that's
hand.
true, that's true.
So he can like terminus and force his force.
Hmm.
I know it's unlikely, but like he's gonna win with only Nemesis and Lord anyway. So why would you overload? And that's the game. Not
Yeah,
very close.
I was just about to update the life total for you, but too little too late, I guess.
Let's see what they have in the sideboard.
So does it really change? Well, whom do you favor in this matchup? Do you favor
Merfolk.
Merfolk? And does the matchup, change somehow after the board for like in favor of, for
I think
the
it's a little
Merfolk
better.
deck?
It's like pretty much the same. Like the Merfolk deck has more answers to terminus basically. They've like envelope. He has envelope, counter spell, pitting needle, fluster storms, and Umezavachit. I actually think Umezavachit is great in this matchup, even though it doesn't seem like it, because you can just play Jit and attack with only one guy per time.
So you don't have to commit yourself to the board very much.
And they just have to deal with every creature that you play.
I think so. But it seems like he only sideboard. Dalibor is only sideboarding the two Fluster Storms, I guess, because that's.
Well, he definitely brings in envelope, counter spell, and pitting needle, right? That's like the.
Yeah. Pitting needle seems good.
Pitting needle seems great.
Yep.
And from the other side, he has one red elemental blast, one pyroblast, one engineer explosives.
Johannes.
Yeah, Verter, Council Judgment, Pyroclasm, and 2 Vendilion clicks. The click isn't great, but it's probably better than something like Counterbalance.
I've noticed recently that a lot of the players move their Vendilion clicks from main deck to sideboard. Do you see any reason why, or why would they do that?
I don't really like playing creatures in main deck of that deck, because, one of the advantages of playing Miraculous is that your opponent's removal is dead. But after board, when they board out the removal, the creatures is, all of a sudden much better.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So it actually makes sense to have it in a board.
So what is the game plan Johannes wants to do now? Like, is he trying to go because I feel like the balance top block are not very good in this matchup, because Dalibor has 4 vials and 4 caverns. So
from my point of view, the Miracle deck is usually hoping that your Merfolk opponent is bad and that he's gonna overload into Terminus, and that way you get ahead. But if they play correctly and play just one creature at a time, you're pretty screwed. Like, what are you gonna do? You don't really have anything to go over the top, like, I don't know, Sun Titan or Sphinx's Revelation, or Dig Through Time. So if they just attack with one creature at a time, you can't really do anything.
By the way, do you ever see Sphinx's Revelation being good in Legacy?
No. Especially now with Dig Through Time.
Yeah. Dig is just so much better.
Yeah, also in a format with Days and Wasteland, you don't really want to play Sphinx's Revelation.
Yeah, that's kind of screwed up though. Because it does seem, some play in Modern, even though very little, but it does, right?
Yeah.
So
not now.
Not right now, yeah, not right now. That's right.
People just rather play the Dig Through Time now.
Yeah. And also, because Modern is very, very, I feel like it's very quick format, especially with all the burn decks and blue-red Delver decks. So this Revelation might not be the right choice.
Yeah. Especially when the Delver decks plays like 2 Spell Pierces, the Revelation is so bad against that.
I've actually seen some deck lists with 4 Spell Pieces in it, which is, I think, a little.
I don't really like the Spell Pierce because in the mirror I played it quite a bit actually. The only card that matters is Treasure Cruise, and you're usually able to play it, on like turn 4 or 3 and have 2 mana up, or even free to play around Mana Leak. So the Spell Pierce doesn't really help you in that sense, and like countering like Lightning Bolt or like Serum Vision doesn't really accomplish anything. It's just a 1-for-1 trade, and if they don't play it into it, you just didn't do anything on your turn.
Yep. I agree. Dalibor wants to smash the dice apparently. Let the dice be Dalibor. Now he's picking on a token, or whatever it is.
Once again, the players are taking their
long
time,
time,
yeah, shuffling.
Not only shuffling, like Johannes already shuffled his deck, and then he decided he wants to sideboard differently.
Yeah.
So he's changing his sideboard, so now he's gonna shuffle again, I think. And even though it doesn't seem, but it's already 3.5 minutes since they started shuffling, and since he's gonna, shuffle again, it's gonna be like, we're gonna reach almost the 5
Yeah, even more
5
maybe.
minutes, maybe, yeah. Maybe even more.
But
so
I think it's advantages for Dalibor.
Yeah, definitely. Like Dalibor has so many ways to kill his opponent quickly, where the Miraculous deck has almost none. Because if you want to kill your opponent quickly with Entreat the Angels, I can imagine you can cast it on turn 5, making 3 Angels.
Yeah.
And double swing, which is like 7 turn kill, let's say.
Yeah. Like the best spot he can get himself into is that the third game starts in with 7 minutes on the clock, because if he's not gonna win the game in first 7 minutes, he's probably not gonna win it at all.
Yeah.
But Johannes is not gonna have enough time to win it.
Yeah.
So it's basically like 3 or 1 points for him at that point.
That's true.
So his expected value definitely rises up as the time goes. So Johannes should be aware of that and hurry up. Yeah.
Yep. Dalibor said, look what I drew, and played a revival. Did he really do it? Off the top?
I don't know. Probably.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he has second one. But his draw is really good. He has Force of Will and Trinity Nemesis. Which is what you want.
Yeah, Trinity Nemesis to be well. Does Johannes have the Council's Judgment? Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he has one in the board.
Yeah, Council's Judgment.
He also has.
Would you board it in? I guess so, right? Yeah. I'm like, of course, it's 3 mana removal spell.
It's not that it's like great or anything, but it's better than the cards that are in main. He has lots of really bad cards.
Yeah. And does the Merfolk deck have some, dead cards too? Like, I can see the Choice of the Void being boarded out by Dalibor.
Well, I think it's pretty good afterboard because they usually have at least 3 Pyroblasts.
Yeah, but he sided in some of his faster summers and
yeah,
stuff
that
like
makes
that,
sense.
right?
Okay. That's
so if you side in like more 1-drops, you don't want to.
Okay, he might have done that. Also, the Phantasmal Image isn't very good because you don't really want to overcommit, and like you can never play Image with only one creature in play unless you copy Mutavault. So I can see bringing him that out. Also, I don't really like Daze in this matchup because the games usually go very long, and like dazing a turn 1 Ponder doesn't really get you anywhere because all of your cards cost 2 or more unless you have Wild. So.
How many dazes would you play? 4?
He has 2. One. Okay.
How many dazes would you play in your Merfolk?
1 or 2. I don't really like it very much because Daze is great in like a Delver deck because your threat costs only 1 mana. But in a Merfolk deck, almost every creature costs 2 or 3, so you can really Daze in the first turn. And especially if you're on draw, the Daze doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like if you play Delver even on the draw on turn 1 and then you Daze your opponent's spell, it's like way better than if you turn to
you often don't play it
Lord of Atlantis and then you Daze something.
You often don't even play it to counter something good because you would be so far behind. But playing 1 is fine. You can always just pitch it to Force of Will or something, and in some cases it's really good.
You always have this. You always have this, like kind of a good feeling, like I've cheated you so bad with the Daze when you like Daze some like really important spell to your opponent, like Ironside Diamond 2 Dredge, for example.
By the way, I like that the Dalibor didn't play his Curse Catcher. First of all, he doesn't want to overcommit into Terminus, and he wants to keep it.
Overcommit? He doesn't have any creature on the board right now.
I mean, he's gonna put 1 Curse Catcher in a play end of turn and then play Nemesis. So he doesn't want to have the second Curse Catcher in play already, and he wants to keep it to pitch to Force of Will.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, well, like, it seemed to me from the line of plays Dalibor is, choosing that he...
Yeah, he definitely doesn't play it for the first time.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't play the deck for the first time. He knows his way around. Because, like, if you make, let's say, weird choices, like not obvious choices, and they are the right choices, or they, end up working out for you, they were, it usually signifies that you've done, your work with the deck, right?
Now Dalibor has an option to... is it an enchantment or cancel judgment sorcery or what it is?
Cancel Judgment?
Yeah,
That's
sorcery. Right?
Sorcery, yeah.
Okay, he has an option to cancel with Curse Creature, which I don't really like. I think it's better to just... I don't know. He doesn't really need a second vial, is my point. I think I would rather have Curse Creature than a vial. But I'm not sure.
But maybe he's just putting Curse Creature in and he's not countering.
Okay,
that might be the case, yeah,
okay.
it is.
But I'm not 100% sure because you're almost certainly gonna want to put the vial on free so you can play your Nemesis and Vandalion Click.
Yep.
And then it's nice to have second vial on 2 so you can play, lords
sure.
and adepts that you draw.
Sure.
But I don't blame him for doing that.
I think this is fine. I mean, like, given that he has no 2-mana creatures in hand right now, right?
I mean, the game is gonna go for a while, so he's gonna draw them eventually because he plays so many of them. But yeah, I agree. I think this was better, yeah. Would you play anything now? I think I would just wasteland.
Yeah, I would wasteland the Volcanic Island and pass the turn.
Yeah, I agree.
Although I'm not very skilled Merfolk player, but it just seemed, like...
Well, first of all, it's better if he has Pyroblast.
Yeah, exactly.
Second of all, you don't really want to expose your cards to first of all if you have Vial.
Yeah.
That being said, it's not so bad because the first of all is gonna be good eventually because it's gonna counter your own force. Yeah. If he didn't have the Wasteland, I think it would be good to play something. But since he does, I would just Wasteland.
I think you want to deny Johannes the option of red mana.
Yeah.
Just because of Pyroblast and that's it. Does
he has Pyroclasm, but it doesn't really do anything now.
Yeah.
And he has a Varcher to kill the Vial. It's actually important. Like, Varcher would be really good here. I mean, not really good, but it would. Yeah, it would be better than nothing.
Yeah, it would get rid of the Vial, but the problem I have with
there's the Varcher.
But the problem I have with Varcher is like if you draw it and your opponent doesn't draw the Vial, it does nothing against the deck, right?
Well, he's still not sure if he can keep the Chalices in.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
And if he brings in the Pitting Needle or the Chits, which he should, then it's gonna be good. Also, your deck is you can always just shuffle it with Brainstorm or something. And when it's good, it's really good, so I would definitely bring it in. Because one of the ways that you get ahead in this matchup is that you start to take the game over with Jace, and it's really hard to do that when your opponent has Vial in play, because anytime you play Jace, they can just play creature and kill it.
Yep, that makes sense. By the way, guys, we have 166 watchers, so we thank you for your support and keep watching and keep sharing it with your friends so they can see for themselves. Oh, you can join us at Prague Eternal Championship in Prague. If you're around, definitely stop by. It's an awesome event and there's a lot of side events going on, so even if you don't get to play the main event, don't you worry, you won't miss anything. So
just
stop
keep
by.
watching, yeah. By the way, Dalibor's hand is great. He has Vandalion Click, True Nemesis, and 2 Forces.
Yeah.
That's as good as you can get. Like, the only thing he would change if he could is that he would probably have 1 more Mutavault instead of the island.
Yeah.
His hand is still great.
Would you play the Vandalion Click at the end of the turn now? Like at the end of the Johannes turn? Would he cast it? I mean, like full mana cast it. Because like if it gets forced, you don't really mind that much because you have 2 Nemesis in hand, which you're gonna sneak in
it's
through the Vial, right?
It's not about forcing. It's about it's a question whether you want to have a True Nemesis in a play, and if you want, then you don't want to play the Click.
No, that was my point. Like what I would do is I would play the Vandalion Click at the end of the turn and don't play the Nemesis, just put the vial on the on the front card, and when my opponent deals with the Vanillion click, I would sneak.
Yeah, yeah, I
in
know.
the
I'm just
Nemesis
saying that it might be better to just play Nemesis first, because if you play Vanilla and Click, it basically gives them more time, because they can just kill it with like swords or pyroblast,
Yeah.
and there's not really a card that you would take with a Click. So I think it's better to just play Nemesis and start attacking with that.
And also Dalibor knows that Johannes already played one who's Council Judgment, and these days you usually play one, right?
Yeah.
So there's like not terminus of obviously, but
Yeah.
that's the only way how to get rid of the.
Also, what I like about Vandal and Click is the same thing that I said. No, Vandal and Click. What I said with the Chase, that if they engineer explosive, cancel judgment, or Verter the Vial, it's nice to have a flash creature that if they play Chase, eventually you're gonna be able to kill it.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, it is better this way. Yeah, I forget about the line with the Chase, but yeah, I agree. Like if Johannes is gonna be able to solve the Nemesis and then start to take over the game with the Chase, the Click is gonna be huge.
Yeah.
Like way better than the Genesis.
It looks like Johannes has a bunch of pretty mediocre cards in his hand that doesn't really do all that much, but he can he's not far away from Terminus plus Force of Willing, Dalibor's Force of Will, and then he will be somewhat stabilized.
Yep.
That being said, Dalibor can he's drawing card every turn, so and like any threat is so.
Is he really?
Yeah, any threat is so potent that just because you Terminus them one doesn't mean the game is over.
Yeah, the thing is like Dalibor almost has no bad draws in the deck now. I mean, like obviously lands.
Beside the islands and vials, every draw is great.
Exactly, like every creature you draw is good.
Or any blue card because he has
force
of those.
Yeah, you can base it into force, but yeah, basically any land, any creature is like a very big draw for Dalibor. Sorry.
Do we know how many players play today?
Yeah, we do 144, and it is on our site. So just go and check out our website, and all the necessary info you need is gonna be there.
I'm surprised the vial isn't on free already. Did he name Fairy with a Cavern?
What's that?
Did he name Fairy with a Cavern? I don't like that at all. Because I think he just played Cavern as a go, and he doesn't have free on a vial, so he probably wants to play Vanilla and Cliff.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
But he did not.
He didn't do anything.
This seems
suspicious.
Yeah.
To say at least.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like if you don't use your turn on your opponent's turn and then on your turn again, that is suspicious exactly. And he comes to the
same conclusion, but turn late.
Yeah. Here comes the Nemesis.
Still pretty good.
Yeah, still pretty good. Actually. Still very much.
And he has double forcible backup. He doesn't even have to forcible the Terminus. He might be better off just playing those two creatures that he has.
Yeah, the thing is, Johannes doesn't really have an option way how to put the Terminus on top, right?
But
right
he's not gonna win without it, so I'm just assuming that he's gonna play it. Yeah, that's why I think this matchup is so bad for the Miracle deck, if the Miracle player is good. He doesn't really have, any way to get ahead besides the Terminus. Like, what is going on? Yeah, the Cavern is probably on Fairies because he's forcing the turn Nemesis.
Yeah. That seems suspicious at least. I mean, like,
it doesn't really matter because the force is gonna hit his force eventually. But
you would like rather keep your forces
of course,
and just play the Nemesis, right? And also because like when the Click has a flash, I don't think it's that important to give it counterability, because like you can always cast it at the end of turn, and your opponent has to have a force, or you know, tap down for a counter spell, something like that. So you actually get a window to play something else, and also there's like only maybe 2 of Vendilion clicks in your deck, and there's like I don't know 20 Merfolk in your deck. How much? How many? You must know it.
A little bit more.
A little bit more than fairies. So I don't like this playing a lot.
A little bit more than fairies.
Yeah, a little bit more than fairies. After all, it's called a Merfolk, not a fairies, right?
We'll fix the stream as soon as we can. Okay, it's working again.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But it will in a very second right now.
Okay. Alright. Johannes is trying to figure out how to get back in this game. By the way, Dalibor hit his 5th land drop, which means that he can hardcast the Force of Will,
Yeah.
which can be actually pretty relevant here.
He has 1 Force of Will and 1 Lord, right, in hand, right?
I think it's the Vandalion click, right?
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. That's true. Oh, he pitched the Lord into the first Force of Will, yeah.
Can you check out the life tools, please?
Oh yeah, sure.
Here's the terminus. Let's see what Dalibor does about it. I think he's supposed to just hardcast Force of Will. I mean, I think that's better than just let it resolve and play click. Oh, what? I don't think this is how it works. Or is it?
Okay, Johannes is on 8 and Dalibor is on 19. I'm just gonna fix it up for you guys in a minute, or in a second, rather.
Do you know how the Vandalion click works with the against Terminus?
No, not really. How do you mean?
If it probably works. Yeah. He activated the miracle, and in response he played Vandalion click and put it on the bottom. Okay. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
It is.
And now he has Random Nemesis and Force of Will backup. So he should be in pretty good spot.
Another typical game for him. With 3 lands.
And I mean, like this, given that Johannes is on 8, now on 5, the True Name Nemesis is gonna bleed like, in 2 turns, which like doesn't give, you know, too much opportunity for Johannes to solve it. Does he have a Terminus in hand or no?
He already played one like 2 turns ago, and I don't think he has the Terminus in his hand, so Brainstorm is pretty good draw. But he still has the Force of Will. I mean Dalibor.
Yep.
So I don't know. Let's see a way out of it for Johannes here. Basically, what he needs is that he hits a Brainstorm and Dalibor doesn't counter it, and he hits, you know, like two good cards, or like doesn't even need to hit two good cards. He can just put Terminus on the top, and like he needs an answer for Dalibor's Force.
Yeah, but he also doesn't have that much time to find the answer to the first, right? Because he needs to solve the Nemesis now, unless the Nemesis is gonna solve him, right?
Also, that's just assuming that Dalibor doesn't counter a Brainstorm. Which he should, because it's pretty obvious that he has Terminus in his hand. I think he might have sawn it with the Vandalion click too. So. Might have seen, not so. Sorry.
So the Merfolk deck seems pretty decent to me. Like it could
I think
be
it's great.
Yeah, pretty good. So what is its worst matchup? Like what do you really don't want to play against if you play Merfolk?
It depends on the version that you play, but usually the decks with pretty fast clock and lots of removal are pretty bad, like Zoo.
Or Jaunt maybe, like if they have
Jund
download
isn't
guys?
that bad because the deck isn't really fast and you have to nemesis.
Yeah. Yeah, the True-Name Nemesis must be huge in those matchups. Like
Yeah.
even against Zoo, the True-Name Nemesis
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
definitely your best card in the deck, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So I've seen some of the modern deck lists like of Merfolk decks, and they all play Master of the Vase. Can you like imagine a way or what deck, a Merfolk deck you would play a Master of the Vase in Legacy?
I think that Saito did it when the Karm came out, but then he said it's really bad, and I think also his 4 mana is just too much for Legacy. And like,
So
Yeah.
if you pay a 4 mana for a spell, you want it to be a Jace basically.
yeah. Also, you feel pretty foolish when you get sorted, but
And we are getting
bug control is by for Merfolk, so I don't really agree.
yeah, we're just getting
Death and Texas is by also.
we're just getting messages
Yeah,
from you in
Elf is the
the
worst matchup by far. You can almost you almost can
In the
win it.
chat.
I agree with that. But Death and Texas and bug control are really good matchups actually. Like, what is the Death and Texas gonna do when you play Tournament Nemesis?
Yeah, sure. I will wait.
And why back control is like that a good matchup? Like they have a lot of removal. They don't have fast clock, but they have a lot of removal and kind of like annoying cards like Liliana and stuff like that.
Yeah,
you
and they
get
have
by
Zealous
these-
Persecution, which is really good.
Zealous Persecution? No, they
What did you
don't.
say? Like-
Back control. No, I'm talking about back control. Like
No, bug control is really good. Like, they've just
it's a really good matchup for the Merfolk, you think,
Yeah.
yeah? But yeah, I'm asking you why, like, because it seems to me like they have a lot of removal and a lot of
Usually
like
the-
control style.
you're usually able to outgrind the slow decks.
Mhm.
Like, people think that the decks with lots of removal are good against Merfolk. That's not really true. Like, you play only 20 lands, or he plays more, but you play only 20 lands usually, and you have 4 Mutilals, 4 Silver Gold Adepts,
Mhm.
plus 4 True Nemesis. So like, even if they draw like 2 DKs, like whatever they gonna do, they need to have pressure to apply while killing your creatures. But if they don't, you're just gonna draw more creatures that you're gonna kill them with.
Yeah,
So
makes sense.
I mean, but if you need to play the deck well, but so. I mean, neither Jit or sort of Fire and Ice is very good against Free Freeze or True Nemesis. Also, you have some answers like this number for it. But yeah, those cards are annoying. I know, but
I mean, I can see easily losing to Jedi like with Merfolk. I can see you easily losing to Jedi with Merfolk.
yeah,
if you play
yeah.
Merfolk,
It's
because,
definitely,
like,
if it gets online, you basically
Yeah.
can win. But
There were like 2 or 3 bugs and 3 possible.
either way, people usually think that Merfolks is like a really bad deck because usually the terrible players play it.
Okay.
So that's why they think that some matchups are really good for. Yeah. What happened? Did Dalibor win?
I'm not sure because they are shuffling for another game. Because we lost the connection to the game for a while, so we're not really sure what happened. But I think they're reaching to their sideboard, so they're gonna side some more. So I think, yeah.
It's kind of a
No, I think they just setting out.
50-50.
So that other one, you think?
Yeah, okay.
It really depends on the beginning of the game.
Yeah, probably because they're talking about the game, like what happened in the game and what should happen. So
okay.
the Rebel won 2-0, and it was a pretty convincing window. Like I didn't even see a slightest window where the blue-white miracle deck like could take over the game because I think maybe with like slight mistakes, but Dalibor did navigate those games pretty decently.
Yeah.
And
I didn't like a couple things, but overall,
sure.
I think he had a good grasp on the matchup.
Definitely. Okay, so we have now 236 watchers, so we thank you very much for your support, and we will be back with round 6 in something about 20 minutes. So
See you guys then.
See you guys then.
Picho Camel.